Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy blessed Sunday. How is everybody? Let's go over energy. I haven't went over energy with you guys for a while, and I feel like we should today. Well, yesterday. Yesterday was a pretty big day for the moon. And it obviously carries over into today. So it's the energy that we still are in present. New moon in Cancer yesterday around 2:30. Obviously, that energy will be here for a little bit, at least for the rest of today. So, new moon in Cancer, what does that mean? Well, new moon in Cancer is a lot has to do with our internal being, but it also has to do with our personal relationships. So, partnerships, relationships, on more of an intimate level. Does not mean sexual, could mean sexual, but it doesn't necessarily. It means intimate level. So those that we hold very close to us in our emotions. I'm not saying heart because that's usually Leo, and we'll be moving into that season. So it's interesting that this new moon is kind of creating a new. It's creating a new for what do you want in your relationships? What do you want in those that are close to you? Are those things something that you want around you, or are those things that you should let go? And that is what we are looking at in this new moon. New moon means dark moon. That's usually where it wouldn't be like there's any moon at all, but it's basically a reset for the moon cycles. A reset for your emotions is basically what it's doing. It's allowing us to reset, kind of look at things from the past, and look and kind of go, okay, where are we at? And actually, the full moon in Cancer, I can't remember exactly when that was, but if you would look at back to when the full moon in Cancer was, it would have had to have been, because we had a Scorpio full moon that we just went through. I'm not gonna say. I'll have to look it up and post it on here later. But new moon in Cancer yesterday at 2:30 into today. I know we felt it. I know that it was absolutely beautiful for us. A lot of new friendships made, a lot of new connections made. So definitely worked out in our favor. I have a Cancer moon, so it falls in my 5th house, I do believe. And so it makes sense for me. Way for you to find out where Cancer is, you can do your birth chart. Remember, we offer those. So if that is something that you are interested in, or something, look, I have like a toupee on today or something because of the way my hair is. I just pulled it up this morning because I didn't feel like dealing with it. I still have it braided from yesterday, so I'm gonna stick it back in here to see if I can make it look halfway presentable for you guys. Here, hold on. There we go. Yeah, that'll be better. I was just so tired this morning. It looked like I have like a dead animal on top of my head today, but that's a little bit better. But I don't really care. So, anyways, back to astrology. New moon in Cancer. We still are in Gemini season. So Gemini Sun, Cancer Moon. Gemini Sun at least until June 22nd. So we're almost moving and shifting out of Gemini season, and then we move into Leo season. Then we're in Leo season until the 22nd of August. So that's a really good season too. That's got a lot to do with your heart. That's got a lot to do with relationships yet again. It's got to do with loyalty. It's got to do a little bit with structure, but it's really got to do with loyalty. It's got to do with love. It's got to do with that, like structured love, basically, is what Leo has to do with. Whereas Cancer, this Cancer new moon, has to do with like whimsical, very emotional, very heart. I would say heartfelt, but it's more mental aspect. Because Cancers have a tendency to overthink things when it comes to their emotions, and they have a tendency to really be consumed by the emotions. So that is the energy that we're in today. We're getting a reset in our emotions. We're getting a reset in our intimate relationships. And so take advantage of this. Allow yourself to sit with it. You may find that in this energy, you want a hermit. You may find that in this energy that you want to do more with your family, that you want to just be connected with your family. And the next couple weeks, so let's see, what is this? Today is the 17th. So for the next week and for the next week, it's allowing you to kind of get to that point. And then when we get into Leo season on the 22nd, that is shifting us into more of a heartfelt expression of that. So it's allowing you to kind of look through this right now, presently, in this new moon. And it's going to allow you to use this energy for like that. We know that new moons, full moons usually last about a week out. So it's going to allow for you to use this energy for the next week to kind of figure out where you're at with your emotions when it comes to partnership, when it comes to intimate relationship, family, loved ones, children, things like that, friendships, things like that. If there's certain things that still just don't feel right, if there's certain things that still have not been resolved, things that you really still feel like you want to talk about, things like that, this would be the time to reach out to those people and or whatever it is and try and get it resolved. Because then on the 22nd, when we move into Leo, it will allow those relationships to grow. It will allow those things to flourish. It will allow those things to really take off. I know what this means for me, and I am 100% grateful. But however this resonates and whatever this means for you is what this is about, not for me. So yeah, there's that. Big announcement coming on, maybe I don't want to announce it tomorrow. I don't want to announce it on Tuesday. I'll sit with that. I want to sit with it for a few and see when I want to announce it. If I want to announce it, if I want to announce it on Monday, or if I want to announce it on Tuesday. But it's a very, very big announcement. We have another vendor that will be coming in, and their stuff is amazing. Yeah, and then there's another one too. So, like I said, lots of new relationships coming in. I do believe that the stuffies that were on the video yesterday, this is not part of the big announcement. It could be part of it. We will have those in the store starting the beginning of July. So really excited about that. That's another thing that we kind of are branching out into, is providing those comfort stuffed animals, but they're hand crocheted. So that's awesome. And they're really cool. They're very eclectic, very different. Those are for adults and for children. So I almost got myself one yesterday. I think I showed them in the video. They're super soft. They're super cute. They're super, super awesome. So once we get those, we will definitely have to post about that. I don't really want to talk about the whole business aspect of things, but it is what it is. And I haven't been on here for a minute to kind of update you guys. Yesterday went awesome. This weekend was awesome. Thank you so much I know I posted about it, but I'm going to say it again because I like texting and stuff, but this part of everything, it's just not there anymore in the collective, and it needs to be. We need to be able to look at people and look straight on and say what we need to say and feel what we need to feel. And I need to express myself to Huntington, to everybody that came and shared space with us for the last week. This week was amazing. I mean, every day is amazing where we're at, but Thursday, Friday, and Saturday were phenomenal. We probably could be open today and it probably would be phenomenal yet again, but I seriously am setting a boundary with myself. I need a break. We were down at the car show on Friday. We were there till 9. I think we finally left about 9:30, and that was doing henna, and that also was being open to the public. And we were very well received on Friday. We were also very well received on Saturday. Saturday, same thing. We opened at 8:30 for the parade. We had people that were coming in that wanted to use the restroom facilities. We had sidewalk chalk, so the children were able to do sidewalk chalk, which was amazing. Yeah, and then we had the vendors down there. That was awesome. I hope to have more next year. It was, yeah, I couldn't ask. I couldn't ask for a better weekend. It was great. It was so great. And then we were open until I think we finally closed about 9 last night, yet again. 9 o'clock. It was awesome. Definitely feel like, yeah, I'm not even going to say that, but I definitely feel like there's some things that are being shown to me that needs to be brought to the community, and I plan to try and make that happen as much as possible. Let's see, what else? The henna went great. That is a service that is now going to be offered starting this next Tuesday. I've already got people that are booked. Couple people that are booked for it. But yeah, you can definitely hit us up, and you can book out a henna session. We will be putting that on our website with some of the different ideas, and then we will be doing consultations for them, and then we'll be offering it as a service. So just a relaxing, meditative service for you to come in and get your hands pretty or your feet pretty, or honestly, wherever you want to put it. What else? I think that's it. I will be available more during the day starting in July. Travis will be able to help out more during the day, and and then I'll be running the store more in the afternoons. So that means that hours may change. I haven't decided yet, but I've had a few people that have asked us to be open later, and I don't have any issue with that. My kids are getting old enough that they are gone most of the time, and Trav will be at work. So I will have the house to myself, and the space is pretty much where I like to be. So we may extend the hours. Let me think about it a little bit, and I will decide, but I'm really thinking about extending hours to 7 o'clock through the week. But I'll think about it, and I'll let you know. Because we had a lot of people that were asking, they said that they wouldn't get off work until 5, and by the time they were around, they would stop down and we would be closed. We're never closed. The only day we're closed is on Mondays, so really don't understand why people think we're closed. But being open till 9 o'clock this weekend, we were able to meet a lot of new people and introduce ourselves to a lot of new people. The car show definitely helped with that. Like I said, lots of relationships, it was amazing. It was just amazing. That's the easiest way to describe it. I love my purpose. I love doing what I do. On all fronts. On the business front of being a business owner, I don't like that title. I hate that title. But it is what it is in the physical. So technically, yeah. Let's put it this way. I love that I have space to be able to share with everybody, the community, and others, the collective, in the way that I have been chosen to do so. There, let's do that. That makes me feel more comfortable because I don't have to call myself a business owner. I hate titles. I hate ego. I don't hate anything. I dislike titles. I dislike ego. Those are the things that I really don't like. Yeah, guys. So, thank you again. Thank you so much for sharing space with us this weekend and making us feel welcome. And I feel more welcome in the community now than I ever have. We definitely will be getting out there more. We definitely will be allowing ourselves to sponsor and be a part of more things. Anybody on here that has any organizations or anything like that, that is curious or wants sponsors or, anything like that, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. I'm not going to chase you. I kind of stay in my own corner and I kind of try to let others come to me, but we did have a few people that had asked us about some things, and I 100% am on board with that. If it's something that I align with, if it's something that I truly morally believe in, I 100% have no issue helping out. That is what we are for. So don't hesitate to reach out. We had handed out some of the Huntington Against Overdose bracelets and stickers over the weekend. Thank you to Johnny Hiles and Jerry LaCroix for getting those to us. So people were walking around town wearing those. Things like that. We definitely want to support different things like that. Community, it's about community. And that's what we want. That's what we want to bring to the community. So look for more events, look for more sidewalk sales, look for more of those things that we did this weekend, because that is definitely what we want to bring to you guys. There's a lot of things that are in the works. There's a lot of things that we're super excited about. Like I said, I don't want to announce because I'm very well aware there's still licky loos. I'm very well aware. It was very comical, and I'll just share this because this is something I want to get off my chest. I will very much share. I had a lot of people asking, comparing us to another space, and then also asking, I don't even know where I was going with that. Maybe I'm not supposed to tell you guys about that. Oh, okay. Apparently I'm not supposed to tell you about that, so I'm not going to tell you about it. But we 100% are our own entity, and we want to provide for the public and for the community as much as we possibly can. So, like I said, look for different events. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Look for different events and stuff like that. Being a little bit more mindful of what we share, because a few people had told us that they thought it was really interesting that every time we post about something that we're going to do, there's another business that does the exact same thing. And at first I was a little upset about it, but on the other hand, I should take it as a compliment because it's a good idea. So, the fact that they are deciding to copy it, I've seen that from a few people on other people's posts too, about other businesses and stuff like that are being copied. And, I get it, but on the other hand, let them. I think that copying and creating and things like that is the best form of flattery, and it's the best compliment. So I'm going to give myself a pat on the back, and I'm going to take it, because I had a couple people that used to say, well, you can't be a business owner. You wouldn't know how to run a business because you just wouldn't. And I'm doing a pretty damn good job of it. I would say I'm doing a really good job of it. So I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back for that. And yeah, I, as I said, do not like the title business owner, but I'm 100% running a business, and I'm 100% running my energetic practice in parallel, in balance. And that feels amazing. And I've had a lot of people that have asked me what has changed and why I look so light and why I'm so happy, why I smile all the time, and why my face is so clear, and why everything looks so good, why I've lost weight, why all these things are happening. It's because I am happy. I am happy. I am blessed. I am where I'm supposed to be. And I am 100% grateful for my last 6 months. I can honestly say that and not feel anything. Not feel any sadness, not feel any anger, regret. Nope. All purposeful alignment from the divine. And I am grateful for that. God has blessed me and my family beyond what I could have ever imagined. You guys have blessed my family and I more than I could ever imagine. And where it leads, I don't know. But it only gets better from here. It just keeps getting better, and it will keep getting better. And that's not just for me. That is for every person that is involved with me. Every person that has worked with me, every person who is in the store, their lives flourish and just become gorgeous, become beautiful. And that is not ego. That is reality. You could reach out and ask any of them and they would, it's just crazy. Once you start aligning, once you find light, and once you find your faith, man. For all the naysayers, for all those that want to make fun of it, poke fun, do it. Have fun with it. But it's out of this world. I feel like I'm on a spiritual high every day of my existence. And I'm good with it. I'm really, really good with it. Doesn't take any recreational substance to make me feel as good as I do. Maybe a few adaptogens, but herbal adaptogens. But those are just tools. They're not changing my perspective or clouding my intuition. So anyways, guys, I don't know why I felt like I needed to say all that. Let's get off that freaking soapbox. Holy shit balls. Cancer, guys. I'm Cancer Moon. Cancer emotions right there. That's the energy that we are in presently. And that's the energy we're going to be in for the rest of today. And probably a little bit till probably about Wednesday. So feel those emotions. Feel them. Work with them. Allow them to come out of you. Good or bad. Allow yourself to process. Because once you get to July is beautiful. It's hot as shit, but it's beautiful. July is when everything is fully bloomed. July is when all of the plants and the flowers and stuff are glowing and in their most beautiful growing moments before they start going dormant again. And they're just shining so bright in all their glory. And that's what every single one of you guys should be doing. You guys should be working on these different things, and everything, the new moons, the eclipses, all the things should be leading you up to feeling just solid. Taking vacations with your family. Doing the things that is in your heart. Enjoying yourself. Loving yourself. That is what summer is about and what summer is for. It's why depression is a little bit lower. It's why people are happier. It's why we have cookouts and we have celebrations and we have festivals and things like that. Yes, it's because it's warm, but there's also an intentional aspect to that in the energy. Because everybody wants to be around each other. Everybody wants to socialize. Everyone wants to love one another. Well, supposed to want to love one another. And I will say this. Being in the community more on Friday and Saturday than I have in a very long time. Because I'll be honest with you. Before I had a business, I reclused, man. Like before I had a business and we would have heritage days, my husband and I were just talking about it the other day. We would take off out of town. This is the weekend that we would go away. We would go someplace else because we didn't want to, Trav being a police officer and me being what I am, we just didn't want to be around a bunch of people. But overcoming your fear, working through your comfort. And that's basically what this energy is for too. Working through those emotions, whatever those emotions are that's guarding you and causing you not to want to be social, you have to look at those. You have to work through those. You have to figure out, okay, why? Because we're social creatures. And if we don't want to socialize and we don't want to be social creatures, you got to look at why. Like, why? Why do I not want to be around people? Yeah, it is a little difficult. And yeah, it is a little but getting yourself out there, getting yourself around others really can be healing. It really can help us in so many ways. And this weekend really showed me that. It showed that Huntington has a lot to offer. And not just because, the video that just posted and not just because we have a business. No. Like I was blown away to see how much support and connection and beauty could be brought to a town. By people sharing with one another and talking to one another and walking around each other. And maybe it was just where I was at, because where we're at, it's just awesome. There's so many different beautiful things that happen and connections that are made. And I'll share a little story here with you in a minute for the car show. that will kind of show and explain to you what what happens at the store and what happens downtown on the corner down there all the time. But it was just beautiful to see. People are starting to not be scared anymore. People are starting to hug one another. People are starting to love one another. People are starting to talk nicely to one another. And that, dude, that's growth. That is what has been needed for the last couple years. And so kudos to every single person, because it wasn't just people in Huntington. There's people from outside of Huntington. Kudos to every single person that was accepting of one another and loving to one another and held space for one another this weekend. You know, even if there was an argument, I saw like maybe a couple, but even if there was an argument, they usually kind of balance themselves out. Yeah, there was a few people that were being silly and drunk down there, you know, at the fair last night when we were closing it up and stuff. But as long as they weren't hurting nobody and they were having fun, why does it matter? You know, why does it matter? If they're having fun and minding their own business and whatever, leave it be. But yeah, so short little story, and then I'm gonna get off here because this is like a 30-minute video. But I haven't been on here with you guys for a while, so if you don't want to watch it, just be like, screw that bitch. Like, I don't want to see that, and then move on. That's fine. If you want to watch it and you want to listen to me talk, do that too. Want to make fun of me and, you know, like, because I've got literally like a raccoon on top of my head. I don't, but it kind of looks like it right now. Look at that. Kind of looks like it. Anyways, though, Friday. So Friday, we have our table and chairs that we set outside, which I am so grateful that has come into my experience now. When I was at my other location, I wanted a table and chairs for outside, and it just never worked out, and it wasn't meant to. We also were going to have fish, and that never worked out, and it wasn't meant to. And now we have fish, and now we have chairs and a table. So that's just a personal thing for me, that I just know that was a gift that was given to me from God. And so, once again, very, very grateful for that. Anyways, though, and I'll share the fish with you guys once we get their home all prepared and ready. That's a whole nother story in itself too. They came to me. I didn't want them. They were brought to me and given to us. So it's whatever. So Friday night squirrel. So Friday night, we were set up. And we had the tent a little bit ways down, and then we had our table and chairs right there next to the window on the side. I don't remember what that side street is. I don't know. But right there on the side street. And this old man came up, and he sat down at the table. And I was like, and a lot of people used it this weekend, and I am so happy for that. So happy for that. Yesterday we had a couple that ate at Nick's. They drove like 3 hours down to get a tenderloin and go to the fair, and they sat and ate their tenderloin at our table and chairs, and so that made me so happy. But Friday night we had an elderly couple, and this old man comes up and he just sits down at the table, and he just sits there. And I was like, oh, well, look, I said, he's, you know, taking advantage of our table and chairs, and that's awesome. Not knowing that he was one of the entries. He was one of the entries in the car show, and he didn't do it to get voted on. He just came and parked his car. There was bags that were being carried around that a local business gave out, and everybody had those bags, swinging them back and forth and whatever. And he didn't have one of those bags because he didn't go up and enter himself in the contest. He just brought his car down from Columbia City. And the reason was because, and this will show you kind of what we're about. It was just a beautiful story, so I have to share with you. Him and his wife were out and about. He's 85 years old, and him and his wife were out and about, and they, I guess, were in Columbia City and decided to go for a drive in their remodeled Cobra. And so they just started heading towards Huntington, and they got to Huntington and was driving down by the store, and just driving by downtown, and noticed that there was cars that were parking, and they came and parked on the side right in front of our building. And he just came up and sat in the table and chairs. He had a stroke last year, and back in 2012, I think it was 2012, she told me, because we sat and talked for a little bit. But back in 2012, He remodeled this car, built it from the ground up. It's a beautiful, beautiful car. Built it from the ground up. And then about a year ago, he had a stroke and they thought they were going to lose him. And so he doesn't function as well as he used to. He doesn't walk as well as he used to. And he found our table and chairs, and they forgot to bring any with them because they weren't planning on coming to the car show. And so he him and his wife sat in the table and chairs. We were doing henna in the tent next to him, and his wife and him sat in the table and chairs for the whole event, and until about the end. And then they packed their stuff up and they left because they weren't in the contest. It wasn't about the contest. It wasn't about any contest. It was about sharing with the community. It was about being a part of something way bigger. Even as a car, right? Thank you for that, Spirit. It was about, even as a car, just sharing with everybody what he had created and what he was so proud of. And he didn't even tell anybody. His wife is the one that told us that he had created it and built it from the ground up, because he didn't want the recognition. He didn't need it. He just wanted to sit at that table and chairs in front of our store and relax and enjoy himself and let people look at what he had created. And so he did. And absolutely beautiful couple. And that is what we're about, is community, connection, love. And that was a message for me, that I don't need no contest. I don't need no contest. There's a contest that is going on in town, and I was not nominated for it, which I know very much is probably rigged, because I've had multiple people that are upset about it and have reached out to me and told me, I don't understand how you didn't get nominated for the contest. Like, you 100% should have been nominated for the contest. We voted for you. I sent it out to multiple other people in other cities, states, that voted for you. There's no way that you wouldn't have been in it. And there's another business in town, a local tattoo artist, who is an absolutely, I'm not going to say names, but he's an absolutely phenomenal tattoo artist. And he didn't get nominated. And he's a beautiful soul. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. He is a beautiful person. He sings opera. He does absolutely amazing tattoos. My next tattoo will be with him, 100%. It's a number. I'm not going to go into what. Y'all know who it is. Phenomenal. But every other tattoo shop here in town was nominated. Really? Every other tattoo shop here in town was nominated, but he wasn't nominated. And I know for a fact that he has a very huge following, and I know for a fact that he should have been. So I had to sit with that. I had to let that resonate, or let that sit with me for a little bit, just to see where I was at. And that is what we're working on, guys. Those emotions, those things that come up inside of you. And this Cancer energy is also a relationship with yourself. So those different things that come up inside of you, and you go, you know what, that just really pisses me off. Or you know what, that just really makes me sad. Or you have to sit with it and you have to figure out why. And if you're able to see, if you're able to listen to the signals, the messages, the universe, that spirit, that God is sending to you, you'll get it. You'll get the healing that you need. You'll get what is needed. What needs to happen will come to you. And you don't have to fight for it. Stop fighting. Just feel. Just allow yourself to feel it, because y'all got it. Every single one of you got it. You just got to let yourself feel it. You just got to let yourself stop trying to have control. Stop using your ego and just feel it. If I was in my ego and I was so hell-bent on that store Friday night, I would have not met that couple, because I would have been so busy in the store, and I'd been so busy taking care of other things, that I would have not been able to meet that couple and get that message and hear that story about not having to worry about a contest, not caring that I am best business of 2023. I don't care, because for us, that's not what we're about. We're about being a beautiful space for people to feel safe. A beautiful space for people to come in and say, you know what, I'm really having a shit day, which we've had. Do you care if I just sit for a minute? Well, absolutely. Please, by all means. Do you need me to buy anything? You know what? No, let me buy you a honey stick. Let's share a honey stick together. Let's share connection with one another. That is what it's about. The old man who brings his dog down and sits with my husband a couple times a week because he lives at the apartments and he's very lonely and he doesn't have anybody. And he has a dog named Cookie. And they come into the store and they sit and they talk and they hang out together for a little bit. That is what it's about, folks. We like that people want to come in and spend money. We like that people want to come in and look at the stuff and buy all the things. I mean, that's great. That's not what it's about for us. That's never been what it's been about for us, ever. It is never, ever, in the amount of time that Soul Weaver Alchemy has been its own entity. Oh, by the way, let me share the fact that Soul Weaver Alchemy was in business 3 years before I became affiliated with any other business. So let me share that, because that was something that was asked me, that I was asked a lot this weekend, and I have the right to share that 3 years before I went into business with any other business, I was my own business. Soul Weaver Alchemy had been created and was running successfully in Huntington before anything else. 3 years, folks. 3 years. I had my energetic practice that I ran out at the park, that I ran up in Fort Wayne, that I ran at different festivals, which is why we have people that come from all areas, 2 hours away, 4 hours away, Ohio, LaPorte, Larwell, Monticello, you name it, Indy, Bloomington, Huntington, Fort Wayne, Roanoke, Lord, you name it. Yeah, it looks like a snake. Look at a little snaky snake. Look at him. Little snaky snake. Everywhere. Because Trav and I have busted our butts, and we have, this is going to be longer actually. Trav and I have busted our butts for 3 years. And actually 4 years, traveling around to different festivals, setting up, lugging everything there, and being a part of something way bigger. Him helping sell the wares, me doing my energetic practice. That is what it's been about the whole time. It's not about how many crystals we have in the store. It's not about how much shit we have in the store from Amazon. It's not about any of that stuff, which we don't have that. But at one time, I did. It's not about that. It is about sharing space. It is about creating a place that is beautiful and loving and welcoming to every single person that walks in the door. That's what it's about. It's about for those that want to come in and feel welcomed. It's about those that want to come in and just take a deep breath. Sloth all that shit off and walk out. We were open yesterday morning, and I had multiple people that came in and used the bathroom and didn't buy a damn thing. And I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that, because those people needed that. They needed to use the restroom. One woman needed a little baggie for her kids' candy. We supplied that. I don't have any issue with that. I have to give back in order to receive. And that is what it's about. And for us, this whole time, it's been about breaking even. If we can live comfortably and be happy and just be part of the community, that has been what this has been about the whole time. That is what we've been creating this whole time. And I'm okay with that now. I understand that now. Like, I'm at a place where that's what this has been leading up to this whole time. This whole time, it's been leading up to me and Trav, born and raised in Huntington, parents born and raised in Huntington, big families, Bartram family, Bickle family, that is well known in Huntington. Being able to share with the community, being able to bring back some of the values that Huntington has always had. And even bringing in a holistic approach to that, which from what I'm finding out, used to be a really big deal, has always been a very big deal in this town, but it's always been kind of quiet and kind of shh, because people didn't know if it would be accepted, and they didn't know how people would take it. So it would be like an herb shop in the front, and then all the other magical, amazing stuff would be done in the back, and nobody really knew about it unless you went there for that. Well, now we're at a time in this town where it's time for that not to be hidden anymore. It's time for it to shine as bright as it can. And I mean shine as bright as it can, not be dark, No black magic, no dark stuff. Yes, there is balance, but dark magic is dark magic, black magic is black magic, and it should not be used. None of that shit should be used. And just, supply that need. Supply that for the community. That is what it's about. So I just wanted to make sure that I got that off my chest, because I heard a lot this weekend and I was like, once again, that's my healing. And we were in business for 3 years. 3 years before any other business that would kind of be like my business even existed. 3 years. And I 100%, that business would not exist without me helping create it. So I have the right to say that I was one of the original creators of that said business. Absolutely. And I will do that. That's not ego. That's just fact. Because I love myself enough to be able to say, I did that. I did that. I was part of that. Not anybody else. I was part of that. The other people that are part of that, no. Only 2 people created that. Originally out of love. Originally out of support for one another. But everything has its timeline. So I helped create that originally. And kudos to them for still trying to make it work. Good. Awesome. Congratulations to them for being nominated. Awesome. I don't need a contest. I don't need a contest. I'm winning at life 100% in so many other ways. I don't need no contest to make me feel accepted, to make me feel like I'm important. Nah, I don't need that. I don't need to walk in the parade to make myself feel important, because we had our store open and provided for the community something that was needed yesterday morning. That makes my heart feel full. That makes my heart feel full. Will we be in the parade in the future? I don't know. We'll see. If we're in the same exact location, probably not, because there's not many businesses that are open downtown during the parade. And I know I was a mother at one time, and if my child needed to go to the bathroom, I would want a space to be able to do that. And I'm okay with that. I'm open anyways. So why not allow them to use my water? Why not allow them to use my electricity? I don't know. It's just my thoughts on it. So this went way longer than I thought it was going to, and hopefully it posts, because I want you guys all to share in this message. There's lots of messages in this, so if you make it this far, thank you so much. If you don't, that's okay too, but please, 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 please watch till the end, because, and I'll put that disclaimer on here, because seriously, so many messages in this, so many messages about feeling right within yourself, not having to be in a contest, not having to feel like you're like all the things that Western civilization and all the things that the collective think that they have to do to feel accepted. We don't got that. We ain't got to do that. We can be ourselves and have love here for ourselves, and none of those things, who out there, none of those things matter at all. None of them. Because with all of those things, we miss out on the really beautiful things. We're so busy trying to chase that dream. We're so busy trying to do those things that we miss all the little things. We miss all the itty bitty little things. And that's what it's about, folks. About those little itty bitty things. And that is what this energy is. You are getting a first-hand dip into Cancer new moon, folks, because that is what it's about. Cancer new moon, emotions, pouring it out there. That's what it is. So I'm going to get off here. Been on my soapbox way too long. My apologies, but yet no, I'm not going to apologize, because I have the right to feel the way I feel. I have the right to say what I want to say in a purposeful, mindful, loving way. And that is 100% what I am doing. I love every single one of you, and I hope that you guys have a great and blessed Sunday. Get down to Jeff Fest if you can, because I've heard it's going to be amazing. I'm not going to partake today because I'm exhausted, and more than likely, this hair is probably going to be a part of me today, and this Scooby-Doo t-shirt with no bra on is probably going to be a part of me today because I don't give two Fs. I just don't care. I've been peopling the last week, and I need to reboot. So, may go out and mow today. Haven't decided if I'm going to do that. I really need to. We'll see. I don't have any plans, and I don't want to have any plans today. I just want to roll with it. All right. Love you guys. You guys are amazing. Flippin' amazing. You right there. Absolutely phenomenal. I love you guys.